Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kirk here with his wife's cat Boots hanging out. All right. Anyway, we're going to look at SOL 5C today, evaluating candidates and campaigns. All right. A campaign, I want you to understand what it is first. Political campaigns are what a candidate like Joe Biden or Donald Trump running for president do with the help of a political party to win an election. Okay. Today, when we look at all of our notes, we're going to talk about how do we evaluate a candidate in a campaign so we can vote for someone who we support or supports the ideas that we support. So as citizens, we have to evaluate these candidates to figure out who we're going to choose. This includes looking at their speeches, anything they write, advertisements, especially with all the ads we see on TV and internet nowadays. And here's the big question: is it accurate? I don't know, but that's what we got to try to figure out today. So there are 4 strategies to evaluate campaign information that you need to know about. Number 1 is separate facts from opinions. See, our political candidates, they attack each other with words, with things. They throw dirt. They say mean things about each other. So is it true? You got to figure that out as as part of the voting population. Now, if you doubt any of these attacks, you should research it. Look up the information, see if they're telling you the truth. All right, so that's separating fact from opinion. Our second one is detecting bias. This is when bias just means if you only support one side, you're going to try to make the other side look bad. You are biased towards the side you support. An example of this would be like, I will only vote for a Democrat, or I will vote for only a Republican. I will never support higher taxes. These are going to be examples of possible bias happening. The third one is evaluating your sources. So is this newspaper or website or wherever you're getting your information, is it reporting from a neutral viewpoint? Are they giving you the facts or are they giving you opinions? It's something to think about, and that's what I want you to understand. The final one that I think you'll see a lot on the test is called identifying propaganda. Propaganda is used in political campaigns, and it's very effective for citizens who are uninformed. So if you go to this website, you can click on it in the PowerPoint. It's going to take you to a page with tons of political ads, really, really cool stuff. You won't be able to hear them very well on my video, but all of these come from Mitt Romney. You can actually, eventually, you'll be able to pull up the ones from this election, but it stops with Donald Trump's first election.
I think we
right here.
agree. It's been a long campaign.
There was a Hillary Clinton ad, but I would love for you to come to this website and check some of them out. People use the internet to go to candidate pages like these. Like, for example, in our district, we had Cameron Webb running for the Democrat, and and the guy who won, Bob Good, who ran for the Republicans. You could go to their web pages and you could get all kinds of information about what they support, the laws they would try to pass, and things like that. So the internet and candidate websites can be very important to do these things. Okay. All right. Whoops. Next, candidates will hold campaign rallies and meet and greets. This was actually Barack Obama and Mark Warner at Short Sugars in Danville. I used to go to this barbecue shop all the time, but that is not my picture. I took it from a friend who was there that day. This is in the 2008 election, 4 years after I moved to Danville. There's also debates. A presidential debate is where the two candidates argue about their points back and forth in a formal setting to see who people may vote for. All right, so the final thing I want to do is go over different types of propaganda. Propaganda is when political parties try to influence you to get your vote. They're not always truthful. They may exaggerate. They may try to make things sound worse or better than they are. So the virtue approach, obviously, virtue wants to make things sound better and more positive. That's like this Barack Obama ad where they used hope for the keyword back from 2008. This is another one for Romney, who ran against Barack Obama. Here's a negative approach. We saw lots and lots of negative ads this year. Hope he doesn't get reelected. That's called the negative approach. They're going to try to do something kind of make the other person look bad. The negative approach continued, like you vote for this person, they're going to ruin the economy. Doom and gloom. A plain folk approach, this gets used a lot, especially Donald Trump is kind of a master of this because it's like, get the everyday people. I'm like you, or I support you. You vote for me. I will help make your life better. And that's the plain folks approach. This is Mitt Romney around a lot of coal miners. Okay. This is the testimonial approach. It literally means getting people, especially famous people, to say, hey, this is who I support. Vote for them. You can see this picture of Katy Perry with a vote for Barack Obama dress on. That would be the testimonial approach. And this is will.i.am saying, yes, we can. Please vote for Barack Obama. That's called the testimonial approach. This one is, again, the testimonial approach. Here's Mitt Romney and Donald Trump. Donald Trump's actually saying, I support Mitt Romney in this picture. They don't like each other too much anymore. And that will conclude this section on campaigns. The second thing I want to go over today is the role of the mass media in elections. Okay. So the mass media has a very important role. There are 4 things they basically do. Before we get into those, I want to talk about examples. Examples of the mass media include newspapers, news channels on TV, radio, books, and including the internet, which is missing from the notes. So the mass media does 4 things that can help us decide who to vote for. They identify the candidates. The mass media is responsible for giving us information about each of the candidates. They emphasize select issues. They put emphasis on issues that are considered hot topics. They write editorials and create political cartoons, publishing op-ed pieces. These are all ways to voice an opinion with the media. This is like what a lot of news does today. They offer their opinion, not necessarily all of the facts. They broadcast different points of views, like a Sunday morning program like Face the Nation or Inside Politics. They try to give viewpoints from both sides. I think presidential debates are a good example of broadcasting different points of view also. And the final thing I want to look at is going to be political cartoons. Hey guys, you're probably wondering why I've cut to my car now, but I had errands I needed to run with my kids, so I'm going to complete the rest of this note lecture and political cartoon thing in the car. So the final part is I want us as a class to review some political cartoons. When we review political cartoons, we want to figure out what they're trying to tell us by looking at the pictures, the cartoons, and sometimes they're a little humorous. So let's go through a few, and then eventually I may have you do some on your own. All right, so for our first political cartoon, what we're going to be, when we go over our political cartoons, what I want us to look for are the character symbols and objects, compare the characters and how they're drawn, trying to look for emotion in the drawings. What are the main ideas, words, or captions used within the political cartoon? What might be the bias, and how does it make you feel? What are your emotions? Okay, so those are the 5 questions we're going to answer. So for this first one, we have 2 surgeons, right? Those are our images. We have some surgeons, one with a scalpel, right here. And then we have one with a scythe, which is huge. And we have one that's a Democrat, one that's a Republican. They are in a surgical room. You have the light, the door, and you can see kind of the hospital walls. Now, the door says budget cutting. And you have the donkey, so with a little bitty scalpel is what they use for surgery. And you have the elephant with a big sickle. And would that be very well to perform surgery with? What I see in this picture is a Democrat, because this doctor has a donkey on his outfit. And he is being very precise with his budget cutting. While the Republicans, see the elephant on this surgeon's shirt, he has a big knife that's probably going to kill us, i.e. kill the budget or our economy by cutting too much. So is there bias in this cartoon? Yes, there's some. I would say it's towards the Democrats, but not towards the Democrats, towards bias towards the Democrats and against the Republicans, because they cut too much out of the budget. Now, as far as emotions, this makes me maybe feel a little scary because I would not want to see this guy before I had surgery. But we will go on to our next one now. Or I'm hoping that makes you feel a little more comfortable if you see any political cartoons on our test. Okay. This one is real easy. You have an elephant and a donkey both blaming each other for it being their fault. So the donkey would represent the Democrats, the elephant would represent the Republicans, and they drew them as not looking very nice or pretty, kind of ugly. And that's because they don't like the idea that they're not working together and they're just blaming each other and not getting anything done. So this cartoon actually doesn't show a whole lot of bias because it's blaming both sides. And I don't know. How does this one make you feel? What emotions do you feel? Think about that for a second. Okay, our next one, we're going to move a little quicker. We have public education, comparative visions. For the Democrats, we have this really nice looking school with the kids walking in, little American flag on the top. And on this second one, we have what? The Republicans, and there's a bomb crater. Boom. So they're saying that which political party would support the schools? I hope you thought that it was the Democrats. That's what this artist was drawing, that the Democrats would support the schools and the Republicans would destroy the schools. This is a great one because you have a bunch of elephants beating the crap out of each other, and Barack Obama's staring at his watch. So this is saying Barack Obama's like, Republicans, get your act together so we can get some work done, but they're all fighting each other, and they're making fun of the Republican Congress in this one. This is kind of just a funny one. It's not about politics. It's about school. You have little Kayla on her iPhone, and the teacher's saying, "Why don't we all follow you on Twitter, Kayla? So please just tell the class what you did last summer." And it's just a comment on cell phone use and social media, but I thought it was kind of funny. This one right here was a comment on our government spending way too much money. You see the lottery and the Mega Millions, largest jackpot ever, and the federal government will spend $540 million in 80 minutes. We actually do even more than that now. It's kind of crazy to think about. This person is anti-big government and anti-government spending and wants the government to spend less money. This one is a play on a DreamWorks movie, No Work, So Slow, the economic recovery is like a snail, meaning slow. This one is biased towards the Republicans and anti-Barack Obama because this one was made during his presidency and they were complaining about the economic recovery not being very well. Okay? I'm sorry, it's really bright and sunny here. I think you got to put my sunglasses on. All right. This is a modern one and our last one. And you have a funny looking Joe Biden and a big head looking President Donald Trump. And they are talking to each other. I can't wait to compare my cognitive ability to this guy's. Bring it on. Bring what on? I can't remember, says Trump. Who are you? Hey, you want to see me drink water with one hand? This is not biased. It's actually making fun of both Joe Biden and Donald Trump. But this cartoon is commenting on something. What is it? They're basically making fun of both the guys running for president are very old. Very old. So I hope this helps you a little bit with working with political cartoons. If you need to pause, rewind, rewatch the notes, please do so. And we need to get on our self-check quiz. See y'all later, guys.